You are the Apex Champions.
That sound we all love to hear in Apex Legends. Hello, you beautiful, amazing, wonderful people. If you don't know me, I'm TFM UK. It's my privilege to be here on YouTube, and I'm also available on Twitch every Monday, Friday, and Sunday, the link to which is in the description below. I just have one question to ask you. Are you ready?
Am I ready? Ready for what?
Yes, are you ready for an optimised map, a new legend, for all the things that just have made Season 7 amazing? We know there's some problems with the Battle Pass. We'll come back to that in another video. But today we are looking at the legends, all 15. Yes, 15 legends that we have available to us in this new update. We're going to be considering the synergy between them. We're going to be considering just who adds that dynamic that's needed in a team situation. We'll be looking at their passive, their active, and their ultimate abilities, and trying our best to offer to you something of, well, at least my opinion, on who you might want to take into the battlegrounds. This is my list, and it must be said that all 15 legends are fantastic. They have their own particular je ne sais quoi that makes them just something you may want to use. But for me, there are some legends that are good on their own, and there are some legends that are less good, and then there are some legends who just frankly make any team smile that bit more. So without further ado, let's start looking at the legends amongst these Apex legends. So yeah, first up we have, well, we have Crypto, who, yes, he can be brilliant in some respects, but you know, he's very situational, and I prefer to consider him really to just be the human CCTV. This is pretty much all he could do, and while he's doing it, he's at somewhat of a disadvantage because he can't himself engage your drone while you're piloting it. Means that your character is left vulnerable. That's a vulnerability to your team, as well as everything else. You can't use his ultimate particularly well. We're going to see that in a little bit. This is one of the newest additions that came in Season 6. He can now do the radar, but so can Bloodhound, and so can Pathfinder, both of whom come higher up on the list, obviously. So it doesn't really help Crypto out. Now here is actually me failing as a Crypto player. I should have gone and got my teammate's banner. That's one of the things you can do with the drone. It's one of the only useful things you can do with the drone, is collect a teammate's dead banner. But you know, there are other better options that are available. That leads us to Wattson. Now, I have to say at this point that I do struggle with some of the legends who don't allow for an aggressive style of play. And although Wattson does have things such as her energy barrier that we see here, her passive, that means that she can boost herself up on an ultimate off a single ultimate accelerator. All of her abilities ground you. They all stop you from being able to move as a team, and they all bed you down in a specific area. For a game that is about mobility and about sort of that change of direction, which you see here as we're attacking one place, and suddenly we get attacked from the same team from a different location. Actually, Wattson is not useful, in my opinion, in a team-based matchup. That and actually her ultimate, it just doesn't feel as powerful anymore. Now, some people will hate me for suggesting that Octane is the 13th best member of the Legends. He is an exceptional legend in his own right. If you want to be that aggressive player, Octane's cracking. Watch this play. So, you know, I've started off with a bit of sniping. I'm going to bounce up. I'm going to join in on the second floor. I'm immediately in. I've made it into the space. I fluff a fairly large number of shots. and there's an Octane above me. The rest of my team are now pushing in towards. Neon's just at the top of the stairs, getting shot by said Octane, so I'm going to push out, speed up, and see if I can get a good shot on, particularly. But at this point, it's my job as an Octane player, not really to help my team. There's nothing I've done that's particularly helpful to my team. I now am just the guy sent to try and stop the other speedy guy from getting away. So, you know, without the speed, yes, he'd have got away. Without the speed, you could therefore understand that, you know, if you play an Octane, you can reset your squad, but it's very limited. We start Mirage a bit further up in the air because he can fire off his little decoys in the air. If your entire team is still together, the decoys actually now fly as all of you together. But really, Mirage's best play for team capacity is that he is the invisible man. I'm dead on the floor, but I am able to get away with it. Obviously the decoys, which this guy does start firing at, and then he realises who I am. Again, we're being attacked by another team. Neon's been knocked. I am doing a quick reset. And here is possibly the best bit of Mirage's work. That ability to go invisible as he's on the revive. So yeah, good, but not great. Gibby. Now, Gibby has had a number of buffs to try and bring him up. One of the reasons he's still so low on my list is because he's still a big guy, and therefore he becomes a very easy target. But here is when Gibby shows himself as being really good. So, shield up, that team can no longer attack. I can get my shield back up. My team can use the same bubble. At this point, I'm going to go down. I know I'm going to go down. But I can get off my ultimate. It is still the most powerful ultimate in the game, and therefore, you know, I know I'm going to get kills. Now, at this point, I feel like we should have had this. Unfortunately, the team behind us didn't think that should be the case. Lifeline does a cracking job here of getting me back up, even in the midst of everything that's going on. But unfortunately, even with this shield down, we're now in the wonderful Apex sandwich. But you'll notice that while I'm in the bubble, I actually do manage to heal up faster, and so does Lifeline while that bubble's still there as well. Number 10 is not Wraith, it's Bangalore. Sorry for the weirdness that comes from flying through a particular area of the map. Now Bangalore is a sort of, I'd say, a mid-position player. Obviously her passive helps her out, it gives her that little speed boost to make sure that she doesn't get hit, but it is her tactical ability and now and again her ultimate, really a tactical one that sort of makes her sort of sit out. So here we go. We're using the ultimate, we know where somebody is. It might do some damage, in fact actually I think this one does, but in truth I can nade and smoke at the same time. So there you go, we've hit the guy, he's downed. We also hit the other member of the team at the same time. I've taken quite a bit of damage in the middle of that, so I'm going to go off and heal up, while the other two members of my team, two random guys I was playing with, finish off the final member of their team. Next on the list is Pathfinder. Yes, the clothesline creator himself, the happy-go-lucky machine, always looking for his creator. His tactical doesn't offer anything to the team. He doesn't really have a passive anymore because his passive's been nicked, as we said before, by Bloodhound and Crypto. And when he does so, then his tactical comes back a bit quicker. His ultimate, however, does become something that the team can use. In this case, I'm with two randoms. They chose to go a different direction. Quite understandable because we can't communicate very well. But you saw the end of that game before we won. Next up on my list is Wraith. Now the reason I put Wraith above Pathfinder is that her ultimate ability can still be used by the team, but actually it also disappears, and I think that's quite useful. you'll have noticed that wonderful little danger. I think I'm being shot at, or I think I'm being looked at. That can be a real lifesaver for a team as well, that little passive of hers to have. So that just, for me, bumps her a little bit above Pathfinder, but not much. I don't like Wraith as a legend, but I find a portal can be useful for sort of zipping in and out at a dangerous time. Now, it must be said, originally I'd put Rampart a lot lower down on my list, and I got quite a bit of grumpiness from one of my teammates for doing so. It must be said that Rampart is not one of my favourite characters, but she does offer team dynamics. So she can build these little sort of, you know, Alamo locations. They can be useful to your team. Obviously, they can also be used better, I'd say, for stopping a door. Now, this is Sheila. Now this is Sheila. Sheila is a problem because, again, it's that thing of being set into a particular location, and put bluntly, I got triggered into just staying on Sheila when I should have moved away. Sheila, however, can be amazing on this new map. These new taxis, at the end of the day, that won us this particular combat because Sheila did so much damage. Now, number 6 on our list is the fat gassy guy himself. Even in that few moments there, you can see that his ability to deny area can be a massive bonus to both you and to your team, and making him an exceptional member of any squad. The main difference between Rampart and Caustic for Mooch, is why I put Caustic above, is that his area denial is aggressive, whereas obviously Rampart's is only defensive, or is majority defensive. You can't push off of Rampart, you can push off of Caustic. With Rampart, yes, you do get that damage buff, so those gas canisters, that ability for you to see people in the gas is really good. Obviously his ultimate, again, it's pretty much the same thing. It just provides that capacity for you to do a bit of damage. The other thing that obviously you can do really well with those gas canisters is just set up a defensive position. So here you can see Bangalore on our team, a random I was playing with, is using the defensible position that is the gas bag to be able to get himself healed back up again before he moves back in. Now, back in previous seasons, and I said Bloodhound Risen wasn't much use, but with the buffs that have been had to him, that capacity to know exactly where a hostile is as you're attacking them can be amazing. The fact that I can't shoot Toffee is beside the point. Obviously, the tracking markers that Bloodhound gives as well, that capacity to know there's somebody in this direction, there's somebody in that direction, they've moved off in that direction. To know when there are people near you and when there aren't, again, becomes really useful. At this point, we're actually in the middle of a sandwich. Not something I enjoy being as an Apex sandwich, but because of the way in which Bloodhound works, we're able to try and like hold off. I can take on one team while my other two teammates are taking on the other. That was a beautiful little nade that just bopped him on the head. So I know there's only this guy left on their team. So as it comes in, let's go for the finish. My teammates have gone down. Unfortunately, I'm playing with randoms, so Sedance, I'm sorry mate, but if you just waited 2 seconds, due to the ability for me to jump in really quickly using beast mode, I was there, and I was ready. But hey, never mind. Myself and Hart went off and finished the game. That leads us to the newest of Legends, Horizon. Now, I still need a bit more time with her to decide whether or not 4th place is fair, but that's one of the reasons that I think she's good, is her tactical allows for good squad movement quickly. Obviously her passive is that she can move around a bit more in the air and she doesn't take stun damage as she falls. This, however, is why she is, for me, so important. This new gravity well that she produces It may not seem like much, but the fact that it slowed down this player meant that my teammate had a chance to come in and support. But yeah, that for me says that Horizon's got something going for her. The Irreverent Revenant, one of my favourite characters, one that I probably main the most, and this is why. He can move around on his crouch at the same speed as everybody else runs. He can jump up walls faster, or sort of climb up walls faster, and this totem is an exceptional piece of equipment for your team. We are outside of the zone. We should be dead because they've got us banged to rights here. There's 3 members of their team who've taken up good strategic positions, but because of that death totem, we are able to do stuff to each member of the team and move back. Secondly, we then see a silence come from another team's Revenant as well. A Horizon that's there, I'm going to silence her, and that stops her from being able to do anything crazy, and means, because she's stunned, that I can move in quickly and dispatch her. And then remember that there's still that Pathfinder up on the other side, not anymore, and that just leaves the other Revenant to have to deal with, who's pushing in, trying to silence me, and unfortunately finds himself at the wrong end of a devotion. That to me makes Revenant just an exceptional team player for what he can offer to your team. Number 2 is the Loot Goblin. Now, Loba, I'm going to be honest, I don't think she's that amazing in so many different ways, but there are some ways in which her team play has been seriously improved over this particular season. Obviously, her capacity to see purple and gold items from across the map is massive. She can also point those out to teammates, which makes a massive difference when it comes to looting.
Now, let's see what they left us.
Her tactical ability doesn't do much for your team, it just moves you around, so that doesn't really help the team particularly, but it does mean that you can get into the odd flanking position, etc. quite quickly, and that can be helpful. The Loba shop, the black market. Now the black market in previous seasons was quite a slow piece of equipment, something that took a long time to come up. More recently, with this newest patch, we have seen that the Loba shop is now like near instantaneous in its capacity to come back. So this isn't a team play of it, has to be said. Sorry to Neon and Goat, I threw it down because I needed a new shield and some health quickly. I just jump a shield, jump a medkit, and then I can get myself back in the fight with the rest of my team. The other thing to be said about the shop is that now that you don't have to have one of your payments of stuff be ammo, it has the capacity to make sure you never as a team run out of ammo. And that means that the top, yes, the best as it were, legend for team play is our little paramedic. That team member who frankly always has your back, and with the updates that were given to her in Season 6, she still comes out for me as being the most significant member of the Apex team. Now unfortunately we're in a situation where our Wraith decided to run in a little bit quick on what was actually another 2 teams fighting. Hey, what can he do? Lifeline has a couple of different passives which just make her exceptional. So one is that those blue loot points in the game obviously now give more loot if you're a lifeline, and you can open up a sort of extra special drawer. The other passive she has we're going to see in a second, but that is her tactical that's just gone off. I'm now helping and healing my Pathfinder friend here, a random I've never played with before. Unfortunately, the random picks up a nice big shield and then gets stuck into another space. That is the other passive that she's been given, is the ability to bring people up, to heal them and resurrect them without actually having to stand there. That is huge. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the Apex Legends Season 7 tier list, at least the tier list at this particular point in the season. We'll see how things go as we progress through. Thank you for taking the time to watch this entire video. If you've got to this point, it's been cracking to be with you. If you want to chat with me, I am available on Twitch every Monday, Friday and Sunday night. The link to which is in the description below here. If you want to comment, if you think I've made any mistakes, let me know. If you think there's anything that I've got right, please let me know. A like on this video would be amazing, and please do consider subscribing too. For the moment though, thanks for being here. It's been great to be with you. Good night, God bless, and do stay safe.
Here we go. I'm getting out because we're actually going to leave the map. No, in fact, I am going to die because Tia sent us to the other side of the world. I'm glad I got out. Oh my god.
That's insane.
Bye, vehicle.
That was great. You sent it back to.